There was a hearing linked to the political parties' practice of freebies before elections in the Supreme Court. A bench of Justice B.R. Gavai and Justice Augustine George Massey noted the prevalence of such measures before elections and observed, saying that unfortunately people are now not willing to work due to these freebies. They are getting free rations and money without doing any work is what the court has said. The court, in fact, was hearing a case about the right to shelter for homeless people in urban areas. My colleague Nupur Dogra has more details.
Well, yes, today, in fact, the Supreme Court has questioned the culture of promising freebies before any elections in the country. The Supreme Court said that this culture actually promotes people to depend on free rations, and instead of promoting freebie culture, the focus should be rather on including these people into the mainstream development, and rather than making them reliant on such freebies. The Supreme Court was actually hearing a petition that was filed raising the concerns of lack of shelter for poor in urban areas. So the Supreme Court said while taking note of the submissions, the Supreme Court also sought a response from the centre on the data that presented about the lack of shelter for housing for poor in India in urban areas. The Supreme Court also remarked that instead of promoting freebies and distributing free ration to people, it is better that these people are included in the mainstream, and it made certain question the practice. Basically, Supreme Court today questioned the practice of promising freebies and dashing out freebies. The Supreme Court is to recall, the Supreme Court is also hearing a separate petition that challenges the practice of promising freebies while elections are on. So that is a separate case, but today the Supreme Court made certain very strong observations about the practice of freebies, and has said that instead of promoting such a culture, we should be looking forward to including those people in the mainstream economy.